What's up guys, Steel Frodo here. I'm wearing a different shirt than I am in the rest of the Q&A, so there's a reason for that. I recorded the Q&A on Monday, thinking that I would have it posted on Monday, and everything flew apart. So yeah, that was fun. I had a whole bunch of issues with my little Hackintosh down here. Love this thing to death. And so because I had a bunch of issues with it, I didn't get the video posted yesterday. I had to get a bunch of other stuff fixed with this, and so I'm getting this done today. I recorded the whole Q&A, but the opening was all in context to being posted on Monday, so this is just a little fixer, as we call it, to fix the fact that, yeah, I didn't actually post the Q&A on Monday. So with that all straightened out, let's get started. Alright, so the first question comes from Hannah Rosasco. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Sorry if I butchered your name. Tips for starting a YouTube channel, editing cameras, etc. Thanks. You're welcome. I get this question a lot, and I always say the same thing, which is just start. I mean, so to give you guys an idea of what I'm using, I've got an ultra-wide 2560 by 1080 monitor, a 21-inch HP 1080p monitor. I've got such an overbuilt system for what I do. I use a Blue Yeti microphone. This one's black. I got another one sitting over there that's silver. The cheapest 1080p webcam I found, and the cheapest 720p webcam that I found, and about 12 to 13 terabytes of storage in this thing, 8 terabytes on an external along with two other 2 terabyte drives. Like, that's so unnecessary. You don't need to use any of that. You don't need to use Final Cut. You don't need to use any of this stuff. Just make something. I started out with my laptop, an older version of what's sitting behind me here. I started with something along those lines with a cheap little Samsung microphone that was like 30 bucks. And that was how I started my channel. And I just did it. Grow into the channel, you know, make something so you can grow into it. Don't make something assuming that you know everything, because you don't. Nobody knows exactly what they're going to do with YouTube when they start. I'm pretty sure that there's, even the people who go in with a 100% set game plan don't know what they're going to get themselves into. So just start. If you have something to edit and you have a good camera, film it on your phone, for God's sakes. Phone cameras are good enough nowadays that chances are you could get a good start with just something like that. So just don't be afraid to start making content. Put yourself out there, get yourself rolling, and, you know, find people, you know, don't make what people want to see, make what you want to see, and people who want to see the same thing will come in. That's part of why, you know, I love watching anime, and people love watching anime, so that tight-knit community has followed its way to me, so, yeah, just start is the moral of the story. Alrighty, next up comes from YFRN. Okay, sure. Have you watched the SAO ordinal scale? No, I have not. If not, are you reacting to, or are you gonna react to it? Probably. Sorry if this was asked before, but this is my first time commenting to your video. Well, thank you for commenting first off. Yes, I am going to be doing SAO ordinal scale. I'm going to be waiting for the dub, which actually somebody above Surfy DCE also asked, you started Sword Art dubbed, but then subbed, but you switched to dub. So I'm wondering if you are going to watch Ordinal Scale, or the Sword Art Online movie, Ordinal Scale dubbed, which I've heard comes out on the 19th. I was going to say, I think it comes out soon. Keep going with the reaction. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. I will definitely keep going with the reactions. P.S. Do you have any archives of your Attack on Titan Season 1 reactions? I would love to see them. So first off with Ordinal Scale, yes, I'm going to be doing Ordinal Scale. Yes, I'm going to be doing it in the dub, because something about that show, when I switched over to the dub, I know I got a lot of hate for it, but I liked it. I think it was good, and, you know, voice actors get more comfortable with their roles as they continue on, and even though SAO Season 2 was terrible, and then we had the Mother's Rosario arc and the Underground Aincrad, whatever, or not Aincrad, whatever that other arc was with the Underground Norse mythology or whatever, like, I could tell the actors were getting better and better in their roles, so I really want to see how they do in Ordinal Scale. And to answer the other question from Surfy, yes, I do have archives of Attack on Titan Season 1. I actually have every show that I have ever done saved, which is why I have, you know, so much storage, because I have it backed up like 6 times on this computer. So I want to repost those, but Dailymotion has about a 5-show based on the length of my show, about a 5-show limit. So I can only upload so many at a time, and right now the priority is getting all the broken links from the VidMe redirects to get those fixed. So that's the priority with those. So next up is, I'm going to say it's Jesus, but it might be Jesus. Jesus Ayala. Again, sorry if I butcher you guys' names. I'm terrible at this. I mispronounce names at work all the time. They ask, are you farsighted or are you nearsighted? I am incredibly nearsighted. If I take my glasses off and I go to look at my phone, and I go to look at text on my phone, to get it to actually be in focus, it's got to be right about here. You see that? Look at that. That's the text in focus. I think that, yeah, that's the text in focus for me. That's how close I got to hold it to my face. So, yeah, I'm incredibly, incredibly nearsighted. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad on the mic as I dropped everything on my desk. So yeah, there you go. I am nearsighted. So a lot of people asked if I was going to be watching certain shows. I tend not to really give an answer of whether, yes, I'm going to be watching this show or not, because I like to keep you guys in suspense on what the next series is going to be. Though I do like, somebody actually gets, like, you guys tend to get me, but Zia, I don't know how to pronounce that, 4209, asks, would you consider reacting to Shokuku no Altair? Because the opening has a nice beat. So for those of you who are new to this channel, for those of you who don't know, a lot of the shows that I pick, I tend to pick because the music at the beginning is really good. I listened to the opening for Soul Eater and was hooked, and I was like, I gotta watch the show that's related to this, and that's what got me back into anime, was Soul Eater, because the opening was so good. My Hero Academia, every opening has been amazing for that show. I wanted to watch that show just because it looked cool. One Punch Man, the opening got me hooked. Oh boy, Full Metal Alchemist was another one that got me hooked. High School DXD got me hooked with their openings. I think it was the third opening, called Sympathy, just got me hooked to that show. It didn't get me hooked, but it was one of those things where I was already watching the show, and I really got into that opening too. The first one was pretty good too. I did a drum cover of that one. But yeah, I do like that, and I will consider watching that show because the opening has such a good beat, apparently. I'm going to go watch that now. So, the beat, the opening. I'll be right back. Okay, so Juan Pedro asks, will you post the rest of your Fairytale reactions? Really want to see your reaction, or really want to see your Eclipse arc reaction? Yeah, I think I'm going to repost those at some point. Again, as I said earlier, I'm very, very limited by what I can post to Dailymotion. So I've kind of got to make do with what I can right now. And, yeah, once I'm done making do with what I have, I'll start getting to the old stuff. So just patience. I'm putting a lot of work in to try to get this stuff sorted. So once I'm there, you guys will be the first to know. So relax, and I'll get you the content you guys want. Prometheus D asks, what happened to Ruby? That is a very good question. What did happen to Ruby? So essentially, I started posting consistently with Ruby at the beginning, and I really do want to watch the rest of this show, and I plan to. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff posted. A lot of things happened at once. I started getting them, like all of the different episodes that I posted for Volume 5, started getting taken down by Rooster Teeth. I had to resize them. I didn't want to redirect Ruby stuff because I like putting those directly on my channel, just because it's such a fun series to post directly to the channel and see people's reactions immediately without having to redirect them somewhere. So there was that. There was also the fact that with work, the holiday seasons have hit, so it's been harder and harder on weekends especially to post things, because, you know, usually on the weekends is when people want you into work on the holidays, so you don't really get a weekend when the holiday hours kick in. So I haven't had a chance to, you know, react as it comes out, then go to work and do whatever, and then post it on Monday. No, I haven't been able to do that. I've been at work every single day, and the days that I do have off, I have to focus on doing other things. So Ruby will be returning just once Christmas is over. Ruby is when Ruby's going to be returning. So yeah, now you know. Next up, Fluttershy and Posse. I like that. I like that. When is Black Butler Book of Atlantic reaction? When is the Black Butler Book of Reaction? Book of Reactions. That'd be an interesting one. Book of Atlantic reaction. Everybody's been asking this. Everybody has been asking this, and I am going to be reacting to Book of Atlantic when the Blu-ray becomes available in North America. I don't have a means of getting it right now, and I'm not going to rip it from anywhere. I'm not going to Kiss Anime. I refuse to pirate it. I am waiting until the Blu-ray comes out, and when it comes out, follow me on social media. You guys will see when it's posted. You will see when it comes out, because that's a big one for me, is I really want to see that, and you'll see it. You guys will see it when the Blu-ray comes out in North America and I can get my hands on it. So just be patient, and again, when you're patient, I'll get you the content you guys want to see. Bud asks, have you seen High School DxD? I just said how I really liked the opening for High School DxD. If not, could you react to it? Sorry, I've already seen it. New season is dropping by soon too. It's an ecchi anime, but has pretty good story, and the battles are effing awesome. Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I know exactly what it is. And I watched it. Don't hate. But I did watch it in the dub. So, yeah, I'll probably be watching it in the dub again because Jamie Marquis is perfect. So, yeah, already seen it. Will be reacting to the next season. I'll probably have to do a bunch of censoring like I had to do with Future Diaries, but, you know, it's worth it. It's fun, and people seem to like that ecchi shit, so, yeah. All right, Like Strike AMVs has asked, what is your favorite anime? Well, it's constantly changing depending on the shows that I'm watching at the time. I tend not to answer it because I know that some of them may change, but some of them may also stay. But I like to kind of keep those as my personal shows, because as soon as I start saying what shows I like watching, you know, people want to see reactions to them, and a few of my shows that are up there in my favorites list have been on this YouTube channel. In fact, my favorite has been on this YouTube channel. But, you know, it's kind of, I don't tend to answer it because, you know, I like having you guys guess at what the favorite is. But since you asked so nicely, my favorite anime is next. Otaku, why did I say Otaku? Otaku Riser. Thoughts on the whole net neutrality situation? Oh, I tend to avoid politics on this channel. There are definitely a lot of, how should I phrase this? There's a lot of benefits that I see with net neutrality, but there are a lot of things that could go catastrophically wrong with net neutrality and without net neutrality. And without getting into too much of a political nightmare of things, before net neutrality, there was not really a major issue in this country, and I feel like with the implementation of net neutrality, it was kind of like, well, you could do this, so we're going to keep you from doing that. And now that that's been kind of put in the minds of the internet service providers, they're, you know, it's like when you're a kid and somebody tells you the rules, and you go, oh, I didn't even think you could do that, but I'm going to do that now, and that's kind of my concern. So I feel like it's necessary now because it was put in place for an issue that didn't exist before, if you get what I mean. So while it wasn't an issue before, now that it has been brought to the attention of people, it is now an issue, and now it's going to continue to be an issue, and so there's really no way around it. But I need to do a lot more, you know, reading up on it before I go and give a definitive, here's my standing on it. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of reasons to have and to not have it, so I'm going to just leave it at that. I like this one. iKorean, with 2 A's, asks, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Any superpower, what would it be? I'm going to have to take the Batman from Justice League approach, which, if you guys haven't seen that movie, his approach to his superpower is...
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
All right, and the last question is kind of a follow-up and the opposite of the favorite anime question. Balloon Boy asks, what is the least favorite anime you've reacted to? Not necessarily hated. I don't really think I've ever... I mean, I definitely have not liked a few shows. I think my least... There's 2 that I didn't like reacting to, and for 2 very different reasons. I didn't like reacting to SAO Season 2 because while I watched it, and I tend to watch the show and get very engaged by the show, even if it's not that great. And there were points where I was just kind of like, I'm not... Like, even in the show, I was like, I'm not really into this, like, while I was reacting to it. it was kind of like I got into the show to a degree when I was watching it because I tend to get sucked in by the narrative, even if the narrative is bad. And then once I'm editing it, that's when I go, oh, this was not a good show. Reacting to this was not the greatest. Like, that was the reason for not liking SAO. But the other one was Watamote. So as fun as that show was, and as, you know, ridiculous as the reactions to that show were, watching it was actually the least enjoyable part for me because it was funny, but every time I went to watch it, it felt like a job. It felt like a chore because I knew that there was going to be some terribly over-the-top cringy moment that I hate cringe. And I knew that there was going to be that moment in the show where it was going to be so cringy that I just couldn't stand it, and it almost made it uncomfortable to watch. And so every time I had to do that, I had to like mentally prepare myself before I watched the show, and I would still never be prepared enough to watch the show properly. And so as fun as it was to edit afterwards, to see my reactions, to see me, I could have made an entire video series of me reacting it as I was editing the show. So like I would be editing and I'd watch something and I'd laugh at myself because of how ridiculous or just how uncomfortable I looked. So while it was fun to watch, and while it was fun to edit, and while it was fun to post and see people's comments, it was just so hard to make myself watch that show. So I think those two were my least favorite shows to react to. Alrighty guys, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching, tolerating, whatever you guys do when you click on my content. So thank you for doing that. And make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to do this again. Even though Monday is Christmas, I'm going to try to do this again on Monday. And if I can do it on Monday, then it'll be a Christmas present for you guys. If I can't, then it'll be whenever I can get it done next. But leave a question. I will try to answer them in another video, hopefully soon. And yeah, head on down to the description. I've got a few things down there, including a link and a promo code for T-Blocks. So if you guys are interested in that, I have a 10% off your first purchase code for tblocks.com. T-Blocks is really cool because you can subscribe and get a monthly t-shirt for $8.99 if you do a single, or you know, the price goes down as you pre-order for multiple months. So give it a shot. The actual code is Garrett Crespo TBX, all caps. So you guys can give this a shot. Technically, this is not a sponsored video, but it is something that I do love promoting because it is such a cool service, and they contacted me, and we have like a partnership thing. So, you know, somebody in the comments of the Q&A video actually said, sell out as much as you want. I'm not going to sell out, but I do like pointing it out because it's so cool. And apart from that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to be there, and have a good one.